Top chat, somebody's here. Okay, what is live chat? Okay. All right. Oops, 21 people suddenly. All right. PI is saying hello, sir. MRA is saying hi. Abhinaya Iswaran is saying namaste, sir. Namaste. Namaste. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Exotic Astrology. There's something very interesting going on in the sky. What is that? Not not a nice conjunction, but yet very interesting. This happens almost once every year. It's that time of the year again when Saturn is exalted. No, when he's debilitated, he's afflicted. None of these. Actually, when he's combust. All right. So, welcome to this discussion on Saturn's combustion. Now, there's some controversy regarding the dates. When Saturn is exactly combust, till when will he be combust? Okay, so now this confusion or this controversy occurs because many different astrologers use different systems of Jyotish, and as per that, the degree of combustion varies. Okay, so degree of combustion in the sense, when is a planet considered combust? Is it, in some say it is 10 degrees, some say it is 15, some even say like up to 17, 18 degrees nearby in either side of the sun the planet is combust. But nonetheless, let's not get into the problematic area of dates, because depending on which system you use, the dates could vary. But in general, if I go to drikpanchang.com, so I put New Delhi, India 2024, it says 17th February, so today is 11th, and till 26th March. Okay, so around 38 days. Total Asta days in year is 38. Okay, so that's the duration. So a bit more than a month. So around, yeah, you could say like, yeah, five and a half, 6 weeks. So yeah, that's the duration basically, 5.5 weeks. Okay, so mid of February to, you could say, some are also saying end of March. So yeah, you could take 45 days. Okay, so at max, but by April 1st there is no combustion, the combustion is gone. Okay, so mid of February to end of March, roughly 45 days, depending on the systems that you take. And that's exactly what we are going to discuss today. All right, so welcome everyone. I see 42 people are here. Okay, please let me know from where are you joining. I would love to see that always. What is that? Elam Periai M is saying hi, sir. Hi. Cool Things is saying hi, sir. Thanks for your videos. Very informative and different. Well, thank you for watching. Rohan Mukherjee, hello from Kolkata. That's great. That's great. Great to see people from Kolkata. Shraddha Hazarika is saying, hello, sir. Good afternoon from Delhi. Good to see you, Shraddha from Delhi. Sunny is saying, namaste, brother. Namaste, Sunny. Bhai. Anushri Gorak is saying, hello, sir. Hello, Anushri ji. Abhinaya ji saying is Mercury, Saturn in Aquarius, combust by Sun. Bit more crucial for you than in that case, this transit. SM Patil ji saying namaste, thank you. Ashwini Hindalkar is saying, sir, please explain impact of this in various signs. Now, well, see, I can do that, but it doesn't do very much justice. But yes, if you want, we can see depending on the time. Because we need to check the entire chart. Okay, without that, just speaking on the sign doesn't make much difference. Okay. Cool Things, actually unable to understand what Saturn is asking me to do. Help myself or help others. Sade Sati going on. Shatabhisha Nakshatra, Aquarius moon sign. So you need to understand, you have to always first help yourself, especially when it comes to Saturn. Okay, And because here the sun is also involved, do not forget who combusts other planets. It's actually the sun. Okay, so the sun represents yourself. So first help yourself, and if you feel you have helped yourself sufficiently, then please go and help others. Okay, irrespective of which nakshatra you are. Pratibha ji is saying Hari Om, Hari Om. Vartika Pandey is saying, will this combustion reduce the malefic effects of Saturn like delay in events? Well, yes and no. That's exactly what we are going to discuss today. All right. Angel Ora is saying Hare Krishna, Namaste, Namaste, Angel Ji. Balloon is saying Happy Chinese New Year. Oh, yeah, I think 10th of February. I saw some posts from Chinese New Year. Yes, thank you. Wish you the same. Balloon. Okay. Pune, Singapore. Again, Pune, Chandigarh, Nankiji is there from Ren Lud is joining from Germany. That's great. Which part of Germany are you in? Rosa ji is also from Germany. Oh, that's great to know. Many people from Germany. All right. So, welcome to this combustion video on Saturn. So, as we know, Saturn goes combust once a year almost, right? For around 30-40 days. Exactly like this time it is 38 days. So, this combustion is, see, what is combustion? You have to understand what is combustion. People, they fear combustion. They see Saturn's combustion is like a double fear, because anyways, everybody fears Saturn. And then there's another new malefic which is in the city now, in the town. And then this another malefic like the sun is again creating troubles for Saturn. He's combusting Saturn. So what happens, like two malefics? So but before that, you have to understand what is combustion. Combustion, as per theory, is when a planet is very close to the sun. Then that is why it is known as asta. Okay, it's like asta you can loosely translate as a planet which is setting down. Okay, which is it's like sunset, so it's like Saturn set, something like that. Now, what happens exactly when a planet is combust? See, when a planet is very close to the sun, what happens actually? The sun shows brightness. Now, ideally, if you think that should be good, right? Good in the sense, oh, a planet is combust, it should be fantastic because it's very bright. Because the sun shows clarity, the sun shows knowing yourself, the sun shows your purpose, your divinity, your ability to make sacrifice for the greater things, basically. Okay, the sun is a very, 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 very important planet, right? But the thing is, you have to understand that this goodness of the sun does not come for free. Okay, it's not free. What does this mean? It means you really have to make some serious sacrifices. Very, very, very serious. Okay, so you, whenever it comes to combustion, there's one word which should be there in your conscious, subconscious, unconscious mind, which is sacrifice. See, combustion is like gold. What happens when you put gold into fire? It's burning. It's burning, burning, burning. Okay, burning, and it's like burning always. What happens when the burning is going on? The gold is shining more and more. That's for the people to who observe the gold, right? But imagine what's going on with the gold. Imagine if you were that gold who is inside that furnace, washed into that heat. What would be your situation? I mean, even if you knew I would become purer and purer, 24 karat or whatever. But imagine your situation. It is so painful, right? So that's exactly what is combustion. It is a painful experience, but for a higher purpose. Okay. So now, why is the experience painful? Because the sun is now close to it. Because the sun himself shows sacrifice. So whenever a planet is close to the sun, you also need to sacrifice something related to that planet. Okay, very, very, very important. And if you do not do that, then you feel the burn. So when there's combustion, you have to understand one thing: there is burning, there will be, and there will always be burning. There is no, you cannot hide from burning. Okay, you just cannot hide. It's not possible. But if you do not rejoice that process, rejoice not on a mundane materialistic sense, but if you do not have the right attitude, if you are resisting the burn, then what happens? You actually burn more. Okay, you will burn more. So therefore, when this transit is going on, you need to understand that you have two options. You can resist the burn and get completely burnt out. If you keep resisting the burn, you will burn out completely. Or you can choose not to resist this and accept this. Then what happens is you will anyways be burnt. But you will come out as a better version of yourself. So there's no doubt on this. Now, if you want to understand combustion a bit more properly, you have to understand the sun and the Vishnu avatar that is related to Surya, who is non different from Lord Ram himself. So, if you want to understand combustion more in detail, you have to understand the life of Lord Sri Ram. Otherwise, you cannot understand combustion. Okay, now in India, we most of the people have heard about Lord Ram and they know the Ramayana at least from the surface, so they get some idea. But for the Westerners, if you have no idea about who Lord Ram is, then please do some research about Lord Ram, and I'm sure you will find very interesting information. Okay, now why this is important? Why? I'll tell you the reason. Because you see every planet, if you want to understand every planet, any planet, you have to see the Vishnu avatar and the leelas that that particular avatar had performed, and the ideals, thought processes, the belief systems of that particular avatar, and especially the leelas. So when it comes to the sun, it is none other than Lord Ram himself. So Lord Ram, if you see his life, it is a series and sequence of disasters. Okay, one disaster after the other. It's like a classic horror movie. Imagine the things that happened to his life. um, if even 1% of that happens in your life, how will you feel? Okay, nobody, no human being can endure even 1% of what Lord Ram endured. Okay, so therefore, now of course, does this mean that your life will be as difficult if you have combust planets in that area? Well, not necessarily, but what you have to understand is that you have to see why Lord Ram did certain things and what did he do? What did he do in the first place and why did he do certain things? So, for example, when he was told by Kekai, who was his stepmother, that you are banished for 14 years to the forest. Okay, and in your place, your brother Bharat Maharaj, he will become the king. Okay, so Lord Ram, now he could have said, "Oh, I don't agree to this," But what did Lord Ram say? He said, "Oh, that's all. Just this much. Is that what you want me to do? Well, then yes, I will go to the forest if that is what you wish. And in my place, your son Bharat will become the king." Okay, so this is very interesting because that was the word which his father had given to his stepmother Keke. Because Dashrath Maharaj had promised one time that to Keke that, yeah, whatever you want to ask, you can ask me. So she said, when time comes, I will ask two boons from you. And that was the boon that she asked. First boon was that in place of Ram, Bharat should become the king. And then Lord Ram should be banished for 14 years to the forest into exile. Okay, and then of course Bharat Maharaj came there after Lord Ram had gone, and then by then Dashath Maharaj had already left this world. And when Bharat Maharaj heard this, he said, he actually scolded everybody. Okay, He scolded his ministers, everybody. He said, "All of you fools! My wicked mother Keke asked for two boons. The first boon was that in place of Ram, I become the king. And then the second boon was that they are banished for 14 years. And all of you fools, you should have implemented the boons in the order, but you did the opposite. First, you banished Ram for 14 years, and then now you are telling me I have to become the king. Because if I would have become the king, if I would have been the emperor of Ayodhya, I would have seen who would have dared to send Ram to the forest. If I was the king, I would have never allowed that to happen. But then all of you, you should have resisted, you should have protested, you should have forced my father Dashrath Maharaj not to do this. But then you didn't. But of course, Lakshman also gets very angry when he tells all this to Lord Ram. Then Ram says, "This is the game of destiny. Destiny is very powerful, Lakshman. Don't try to fight with it. Okay, accept whatever is there." So therefore, you have to understand that Lord Ram, he exemplified extraordinary principles for humanity, and that is why he is known as Maryada Purushottam. Okay, so therefore, Lord Ram shows this potential inside us. Okay, this ability. If Lord Ram can do, then we can also do. Of course, we cannot do it to that extent. Okay, but we can still do it. We can at least do 1% of what he did. All right, so let us see some more comments which have been coming. I'll answer your comments again at the end. Okay, Rosa ji is from Germany. Romza Pandey is from Lucknow. Welcome from Lucknow. I was in Lucknow around 15 months back. Amazing. I was also there in Lucknow in 2018, but now it has completely changed. I was shocked to see how Lucknow has changed. Namaste from Pune. Priyanka KG is there. Hi from Kerala. All right, Kothari ji, Keval Kothari, please do not give your birth details. Please, whoever has given your birth details, please retract your comment, because I don't want that your birth details are visible to everybody. This makes you vulnerable for black magic and other things. Please, I always say this during my live chat. I am repeating it for the nth time. Please do not give your birth details. Please, please, please do not do that. Do not mention specific details of your chart. Even that is not good, but specific, like you have mentioned, please. I will remove this. Remove this comment. Sorry for that. This is for your good, sir. Mario Adam is saying hello. Hello, चेतना. हेलो एमलियो ascendant. क्या होगा अब? डिपेंड करता है क्या है आपके कुंडली में, उसी से पता लगेगा क्या होगा अब. Zord Beast is saying, how much does Niche Phang work for Venus and Mercury conjunction in the ninth house Capricorn ascendant? Well, it will work certainly. Why not? I mean, ninth house. If if this is happening, if you are a Capricorn ascendant, this is happening in the sign of Virgo. So this means the ninth lord itself is giving the niche phang to Venus. Okay, because Venus is in debility in the sign of Virgo, which is lorded by Mercury, and Mercury is conjunct there. So that means something to do with your career can be there, but the ninth house shows guides, gurus, counselors. They can help you. So if you have any problems in your career, approach a career counselor or some senior. Ninth house shows seniors. Okay, they can actually help you. Spiritual and relaxation music is saying, hey. Medha S is saying, I have Saturn in 7th house in Aquarius, Navamsha chart. Does this help to get married during? Well, for external events, please check the Lagna chart. Okay, first of all. Just because the planet is in the 7th house of your Navamsha, it does not guarantee marriage. Because you do not have Saturn in the 7th in the D1, you only have it in the D9. Okay, external events always the D1, and especially the Bhava chart. Where is your Saturn in the Bhava chart? That is what it matters. Okay, But yeah, Saturn in seventh in the Navamsha can have some other meanings, okay, which we can discuss some other time. But for external events like marriage or promotion, always the Bhava chart. No compromise, no doubts, no ambiguity on that. Okay. Are what is that? It's very difficult for me to pronounce. Ari Chantheran ji is saying hi Ari. Okay, thank you. Ari from Port Dickson, Malaysia. Great. Thanks for joining. What's the time there in Malaysia? CR is saying I have Saturn, Mars, Venus, Aquarius is Saturn transiting over Saturn. Bad. See, if you continue to see things in terms of good or bad, you will never learn astrology. Neither will you ever advance in your life. Okay, so stop seeing things as good or bad. I know people don't like when I speak like this, but yeah, that's the fact. If everything you see in astrology, you just bracket it as oh, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, acha hoga, bura hoga. This makes you very helpless because then you just sit and think, oh, this transit is happening. Anyways, it is bad. And most of the transits are bad. Let me tell you the frank thing. Most of the transits are terrible. It's devastating. Most of the transits. Very rarely you will get some good transits. Okay. At least in YouTube, it is like that. Okay. So now, when I say bad, there's a difference between difficult and bad. Difficult means it will give you struggles, but you can overcome. Bad means, oh, it is fatalistic. Ye to kharab hai. This is terrible and I can do nothing to change. Okay. So, like even I am saying, this transit is not an easy transit. This is a difficult transit. But nowhere in my entire video of 22 minutes of being live in this session have I mentioned the word bad. Okay. This is not a bad transit. So, therefore, CR, I don't know what your name is, where are you from, but it's important that you get rid of this mindset. Good, bad. I'm not saying you are responsible for it. Most of the people think like this because so many people, especially astrologers, they will make videos. Oh, this is good for Aries lagna. This is good for that lagna. This is bad for this lagna, that lagna. But it doesn't work like that. You have to understand what is this transit trying to tell me. Okay. Otherwise, today it's Saturn's transit, tomorrow it is Jupiter's transit, then there's another transit, then every other day some transit is happening. And for some ascendant, it will always be bad. Bad in the sense it will give some problems. Okay. So if every time everybody keeps thinking, oh, this is bad, that is bad, then it's like you become helpless. I can't do anything. It's anyways bad, right? As I said in Nitinji's channel long back, that I'm fantastic. Only problem is my horoscope, right? हम अच्छे हैं हमारी हमारे ग्रह खराब है in India they say like this. Okay, so please don't see this in good or bad. Okay. Okay, Elam, what is that? Elam Perai M is saying Mercury Dasha going to start over 20th February after the Ketu Dasha will start. Going to over. Okay, sorry. Ketu Dasha will start. How will it be? Again, it depends on your chart. You can't just write your ascendant sign and sun's moon sign. It depends on your chart. Please analyze the overall chart or go to an astrologer for because Dasha analysis is very critical. It requires a lot of expertise because when dashas change, everything in your life changes. Okay, not just some random small thing, career, profession. Your career may change, your married life may change, this may change, that may change. So dasha analysis is very critical. So please go to an experienced astrologer and try to understand what see two things: what Ketu will do in the sense what changes it can bring, and also what can I learn from the changes. Okay, this is what you need to actually ask the astrologer. Food Light is saying, does watching RRR count to understanding Ram? Now, I have not watched the movie RRR, but I've heard it has something related to the Ramayana. But see, when I say you need to understand Lord Ram and his life, then I'm very clear. It's not from movies. Okay. Now, of course, you can see some movie if you have completely no idea about who Lord Ram is. Then you can see some movie. Okay, you can see some cartoon. You can see some documentary or something. You can just see. But the problem is most of the things you see in YouTube, they are not bona fide in the sense they will give some twist and turn into it. Okay. So for example, if a person is thinking from some wrong perspective, they may give a wrong conclusion. So when I say learn about Lord Ram, I mean directly from the Ramayana, the Valmiki Ramayana. Or if you cannot read it, if you cannot understand, if there is no translation available, please go to some spiritual community, authorized bona fide spiritual community. Only from there you need to understand. Okay, so not from movies. Movies could be a good point to start, but today's movies, they are filled with, sexually aggressive material. So you may learn something from the movie. I mean, I'm not saying anything against this movie. I don't know, I've not watched it, but in general, movies, there was this another terrible movie called Adi Purush, right? It's still going on somewhere, I've heard. But the thing is, you cannot learn the scriptures from movies. Okay, it's not possible. Now, if some very elevated soul is making movies, then maybe you can, then you certainly can. But if a normal film producer, film star, director, and they are making, then most of the times, forget learning the Ramayana. I've seen you will learn wrong things. Okay, so better is not to learn from them. If you want to watch it as an entertainment, that's up to you. Or if you don't know anything about Lord Ram, then maybe you can start, but not the best source. Will you learn about science and technology from movies? No, right? You will go to an institution and learn from some experienced professor, right? So why not do that with Lord Ram or Krishna or any religious thing also, right? Why to just dismiss things? Okay, of course you are not dismissing, but people generally dismiss sometimes. Okay, oh, I'll do it myself. It's like saying, oh, I'll try to find out the value of G, gravity, myself, right? 9.8 myself. Well, right. It's not an easy job, right? All right, Neeraj Ahuja is again giving birth details. Please, please, please delete. Upay batao, 6 weeks money remedy. Please do it. I am deleting your comment. Oops. Hmm. Remove. How many comments are there? My God, please, please, please stop it, Neeraj ji. Please don't do this. आपके लिए अच्छा नहीं है, बहुत खराब है आपके लिए. Please. Some people have retracted the messages. That's great. Thank you. I maybe you had given your birth details. Please don't do it. Okay, not good for you. All right. So interesting things. Now, depending on where your Saturn is in your birth chart, it is important that you try to read this current combustion. Okay. So, for example, in your birth chart, if Saturn is in a earth sign, Saturn really does good in earth signs, and especially, of course, he does even better in air signs, because Libra is his exaltation sign, Aquarius is his Mool Trikon sign, right? So Saturn does fabulous in like earth signs and air signs. So if in your birth chart, in your original Kundli, in your D1 chart, if Saturn is well placed either in a earth sign or in a air sign, so if your Saturn is in Taurus, Gemini, or it's in Virgo, it's in Libra, or it's in Capricorn, or it's in Aquarius, okay, then you have a greater probability, greater possibility to know what this combustion will bring in for your life. Okay, it's very important. Nonetheless, if Saturn is not well placed, which means it is in a water sign or it's in a fire sign, then you may have some struggles in regards to understand how this conjunction will play out. So therefore, check the houses that Saturn rules in your chart. Once you check the houses and you check where Saturn is placed and the sign. So three things: which houses are Saturn lording? Saturn lords two houses, Capricorn and Aquarius. Depending on your ascendant, your rising sign, your first house, your lagna, Saturn will lord two houses. So that's the first thing you see. Then where is Saturn placed in the Bhava chart? Bhava chart tells you the house where Saturn is placed. And third thing is, which sign is it? The D1, the Lagna chart tells you which sign it is. Okay. So the lordships, then you have to see the placement, the house placement from the Bhava chart, and Then you have to see the sign placement from the D1, the Lagna chart. And also, if you want to talk on specific areas for this combustion, if Saturn is prominently placed in your D9, prominent means if it is in a Kendra or related to Venus or related to the seventh house or seventh lord in your in your Navamsha chart, in your D9 chart, then this combustion can bring some issues in your marriage which you need to sort, where you have to get rid of your ego and apologize to your spouse, or maybe you have to take some guidance from some senior. Okay, otherwise your marriage may come to a halt where both of you are not able to continue your married life. Okay, that doesn't mean anybody who has Saturn in seventh or Saturn aspecting seventh or Venus will get divorced or separated. No, it doesn't mean that. It means there are some issues where you have to sacrifice. Now, here's the interesting thing: if you have that and your spouse also has it, then it's like you both have to sacrifice. You both have to give up something. Okay, so that's how it is. So, but if you have it and your spouse doesn't have it, then you you have to do it. And if your spouse has, then your spouse has to do it. Okay, he or she has to do it. And therefore, uh, see, you have to understand the lordships will tell you the prime agenda of that house, of that planet, sorry. Which means if Saturn is your 10th lord, so if you are a Aries or a Taurus, then Saturn is your 10th lord, so there is some very strong agenda related to your profession. Okay, so something related to your profession you have to sacrifice, or you have to sacrifice for your profession. So either you have to sacrifice your profession or something for your profession. Okay, so for example, your profession, what is this? Okay. So which means, so if you are Aries or Taurus Lagna, then it can happen that you have to renounce your profession altogether, which means now you're taking on a different profession because you are not meant for that profession. You have performed very badly in your job or in your business or whatever it is, and now it's high time that you change that domain. It's very, very, very important. Okay, also, or it could happen that you stay in your profession, you are doing exactly the same work that you are doing, but you have to make some big sacrifices for that profession. You have to upskill yourself, you have to learn certifications, especially if Saturn is the third lord. You might have to get some certifications or learn some new courses. Okay, something like that. So that's the agenda. The agenda is from the lordship. Okay, so, and then the inherent sign where your Saturn is, the inherent sign means where Saturn is placed in the Lagna chart. Okay, in the sign. So if sign wise, as I said, if Saturn is well placed in earth signs or air signs, you have a greater potential. Now, regarding the house placement of Saturn, see, house placement should always be taken from the Bhava chart, not from the Lagna chart. This is a major blunder people do. That is why you will find so many people who will say, "Oh, I have Venus in seventh house. I got divorced." Well, actually, Venus is not in the seventh house for you. Maybe Venus is in the seventh sign from your Lagna. So you saw the Lagna chart. Oh, I am Aries ascendant. My Venus is in Libra, so it is in seventh house. No, as per the Bhava chart, maybe your Venus is in Libra, but not in the seventh house. It can still be in the previous house. Okay, so you need to check that, and you need to see inherently which house Saturn is placed in the Bhava chart. So for example, if you are Aries Lagna, as I said, for Aries and Taurus, Saturn is your 10th lord, so something to do with the career is definitely there. You have to make some big sacrifices. Now suppose for Aries ascendant, Saturn inherently in the birth chart as the 10th 11th lord is sitting in the 7th house in Libra. Okay, so this means something to do with the profession will involve partnerships, business, collaborations, dealings, licensing, and all this. So this means if you are a Aries ascendant and you have Saturn in the seventh house in Libra, in exaltation and in Digbala. Okay, Saturn gets Digbali in the seventh house, as you know, and also exalted. It's a very high energy there for Aries if you have Saturn in the seventh. So if you have this, then you need to understand that inherently my Saturn is exalted, so I'm very aware that I need to do business. But now Saturn is combust. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that I have to let go of some business partners, or maybe I have to let go of something in the business, some employee, or I have to let go of the business altogether, or I have to let go of some plan that I had related to the business, or I have to making some new adjustments, which means, you have to hire new people, you have to uh, focus more on a particular aspect of your life. So there will be some pain in your business. Okay, but because Saturn is exalted, it is so well placed, you are absolutely clear and you are totally aware of what is it that you need to do, and you will do that. Okay, so see it in that context, and I can assure you it will be an excellent time, because you will make those necessary changes which are required, and you will have a much better life. Okay. Okay, so I think that will be all from my side in context of the discussion. So now I will see the questions. So if any of you have any questions, or you are still interested to continue in the chat, you can. I would love to have all of you, but yeah, from the context of the video, I think that is all from my side. Okay. Okay, Neeraj Ahuja ji, you are not here maybe, or you didn't bother to listen to what I said. I requested you please remove, but you didn't remove, so I will remove the other comments. I hope you have not further commented. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 comments from Neeraj Ahuja I have removed. Priyanka ji is saying Jai Shri Krishna. Sai Akhilesh is doing from India. Jai Bharat. Shabri Prasad Singh is saying Jai Shri Krishna, sir. Jai Shri Krishna. Smita Nana is saying hi from Haryana. Good afternoon, Priyanka ji. Jai Shri Ram from Haryana, Smita ji. Jai Shri Ram. Smita ji is writing Libra, Saturn, Venus in fifth house. Interesting. Libra, Saturn, Vid. What is Vid Venus? Vid Venus. What is Vid? Art. What is it? Art by Archana. Oh, interesting. Capricorn ascendant with debilitated Saturn undergoing Sun Mahadash. Capricorn ascendant, Surya is Ashtamesh, 8th Lord. Good for research, not good for too many expectations. How will this combustion affect? Well, you might need to change some pattern for research or some R&D work that you are doing, if at all you are doing, or since your name is Art by Archana, if there's something related to art you are doing, something maybe you need to change and you need to get rid of, and getting rid of that is going to be painful for you. Okay, Shankhadeep Janaji has retracted the message. Priyanka K, how does it affect career if Saturn is in Lagna Capricorn with the 10th house? See, 10th house empty means you have relatively more free will. There is no career that is forced on you. But it can also show headlessness, which means either you have independence or you are confused in regards to what to do. Okay, so if you have an empty 10th house, then of course your Saturn is in Lagna, your Capricorn Lagna, so Lagnesh is in Lagna, very powerful placement. He's aspecting the 10th house, no doubts on that. But in general, you need to check the Dashamsha chart. So people who have Saturn in 10th or an empty 10th house or Capricorn ascendants, these three category, you must deliberately check the Dashamsha chart, because for you Saturn is very important. Okay, because even if you don't have any planets, you still need to check the dashams. Of course, every person should check the detail, but specifically these three categories, I'll repeat: a person who has empty 10th house, or Saturn in 10th house, or Saturn or a Capricorn or a Aquarius rising. Okay, so if you fall in these three categories, you need to check. Okay. Chabri Prasad Singh is saying, "Sir, is there such a yoga or combination of no marriage like Mercury, Venus present in seventh house?" Let me make it very clear: there is no combination or yoga for denial of marriage, which means there is no yoga in the chart which tells you that you will not get married for the next 70 years. But there can be denial of marriage if, suppose, you are 25 years and you have 3 to 4 mahadashas lined up, and all the mahadasha lords they are denying marriage. Then you can make a reasonable estimate that yes, this person's mahadasha till the age of 60, 70 is denying marriage, so most likely this person will not get married. But if a person is 25 and his dashas for the next 20 years till the age of 45 shows no marriage, so maybe the person can still marry after 45. So there is no specific magical combination that, oh, Mercury Venus is conjunct, as you said, Mercury Venus in the seventh. I don't know who told you this, that there is denial of marriage. But yes, if the Mahadashas deny consecutively, then unfortunately marriage will be denied till the end of that Mahadasha. And if at the age of 25, three Mahadashas deny back to back, then I mean, of course, you can still get married these days. You know, people get married at 50, 60, 70, whichever age. But in general, then marriage is denied. Okay. But again, if after 60 the dasha is positive, these days people get married. So you may get married at 60. Okay. But there's no magic combination. Neither is there any magic combination which says that you will certainly get married. Okay. So marriage is very dynamic and it depends on your mahadashas and your antardashas, especially your mahadashas, which means if your mahadasha is denying marriage, you cannot get married. It's not possible. You can try it, you can try it, you can try it. You show me one chart where the mahadasha lord is denying marriage and marriage happens. Okay, you won't find any chart. Yeah, if the antardasha is denying, then the next antardasha can give. It's same with mahadasha. Okay. So suppose you are 25 and your sun mahadasha starts for 6 years till 31, you won't get married. After that, in moon, if moon is positive, then in a good antardasha you will get married. Or else if moon also denies, then till 41 there's no marriage, because moon dasha is for 10 years. Mr. X is saying, what would happen if sun and rahu is in the 8th house, both in Magha Nakshatra, Capricorn ascendant? Well, what would happen for what? Okay, what would happen for career or marriage? What I mean, it's like a very it's like shooting in the air. What will happen? Anything can happen. It depends on your chart. If it's 8th house, you may get a lot of inheritance. If it's 8th house, you may have defamation. If it's 8th house, you may do research. So it depends. Where is your chart going? If your Jupiter is powerful, 9th house is good, you may do research. If your second house, 10th house, 11th house is good, then you may get inheritance. So it depends on the chart. Okay. Okay, Smita ji, again, I don't understand what is vid Venus. Sorry. Isha Sharma has retracted the message. Dr. Shankadeep Jana is saying Taurus ascendant here, Saturn Mahadasha started from yesterday. Oh, congratulations. Saturn in 10th house in Shatabhisha in D1. That's great. Thumbs up. I hope you are seeing the Bhava chart, not the Lagna chart. In D1 and in 8th house in Shatabhisha in D9. Yeah, I mean, if Saturn is in the Bhava chart of your 10th house and you are Taurus Lagna, then something to do with your career is definitely on cards. Okay. Most likely in a good way, but again, I can't say that without seeing your chart. I need to inherently find what is the potential in the chart. Only then I can answer. Okay. Abhinaya Iswaran has retracted her message. Spiritual and relaxation music. Hello, I am Leo Ascendant and I have Sun, Saturn, and Mangal. Sun, Saturn, Mangal conjunction, ninth house. Please cover this. Oh, that's a great placement for scriptural learning and for research. That's great. Fantastic placement it is. Sun, Saturn, Mars conjunction ninth house. Again, when you say ninth house, I hope you are seeing from the Bhava chart, not from the Lagna chart. Because if you feel that you do not have interest in reading the scriptures from a guru, then maybe the planets are in the eighth house. Okay. Because eighth house takes away your interest. Cool things. Natal Saturn Leo opposite this combustion with Moon in Libra. What some inputs on this? Well, natal Saturn is in Leo, so if it is in Leo, you have to sacrifice more. Okay, so try to reduce your ego, or maybe somebody else is trying to bully you. You have to call out that person. So uh, you have to see accordingly. Oops, where is it gone? Where are other messages? I don't like this. Where is it? Cool things. Okay. Okay. Mario Adam is saying, what would be for a Taurus Lagna? This is Saturn Rahu in the first house. Taurus ascendant, something to do with the profession and research. Ninth lord, 10th lord. And because Saturn is well placed, so you will know something to do with resources in your job. Okay. So resources in the sense, like people under you, something like that. Shraddha Hazarika is saying, if both the trinal lords are in Dusthanas, but retrograde, does it imply does it signify that persistence and sincere efforts towards their goals can be helpful to the native in the long run? Now, Shraddha, this is a very difficult placement. Trinal lords both placed in Dusthanas. This can show that the person has to spend a lot of time in educating himself or herself. Okay, educating not in terms of like skills or technologies, but about life in general. So the person should spend a lot of time reading the scriptures, trying to understand who he or she is, learn astrology and try to understand what he or she should do in life. Okay, it's a very difficult placement, but yeah, if the 10th house or the 11th house is supportive, then there will be success in the long run, or else the person will be confused for the rest of his life. Okay, so this is what I can say. Ruby is asking, since we are talking about Saturn here, could you speak on how to manage time during this transit? Very good question, Ruby ji. So this transit is very interesting because it will expose things which you need to get rid of. So when you see this coming, don't resist it. Don't spend half the time in your day trying to resist. So sacrifice what is required, and then by that you will automatically save time. Okay, this will save half the time. Okay. Sunita Rao ji saying Guru Bhyo Nama. Thanks a lot. Welcome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining, Sunita ji. bad bad guy Saurav. Okay, Pisces ascendant here, Aquarius moon sign. What to expect? Saturn Rahu Mahadasha. Be careful if from people who you give your word to. Okay, so somebody may try to cheat you, or make sure that you do not over promise and under deliver. Okay, so this is something you need to take care for Pisces especially. Jyoti ji CR have retracted their message. Suma Menon is saying Chitra star, how about Rahu Guru Dasha Sandhi? Please reply me. Chitra Nakshatra. Interesting. See, Chitra is it's a very different nakshatra, Chitra Nakshatra, because Chitra Nakshatra has to do with, people say it has to do with, photographs, Chitra, as they say, pictorial things. But actually, sometimes it can actually show you the picture of yourself or your own heart. So you need to ask yourself, what do you want to do in life? Okay. And especially if Jupiter Rahu is there, it can give you confusion. So you have to clear that which is inside you. Only then you will succeed. Okay, Samishta Guha is saying hi from Kolkata. Nishant Goyal ji is asking, Namaskar, Babaji ji, Namaskar. Nishant ji, you always say that this material world is one of misery. Actually, I don't say it. Krishna says it in the Bhagavad Gita. I'm just repeating. Who am I to say? But nonetheless, I have said this 1,000 times in my videos. You are not wrong at all. But then you also have said that being born human is a great gift. Gift, isn't that a contradiction? See, the material world in general, wherever you are, as Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, what is that shloka that he says? Ah Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. He says, either you are born in a lower planetary system, or you are born in Earth, you are born as anybody, or you are born as a Devata, or as Brahma. Ah Brahma Bhuvana Loka. So he says, up to Brahma Loka is only a place of misery. So even the Devatas, they are actually miserable. Why are they miserable? They have so many things to enjoy, but they are miserable at a spiritual level. Okay, of course their misery is less than us. We have material miseries also. No, but you have to understand that when a living entity forgets God, that is the greatest misery. Okay, but human life is very special, because human life is the only life where you get a chance to remember God at the end of your life and go back to God. So human life is a very great blessing. Okay, so getting birth as a human is also a misery, right? Human life is not easy. It's easier than animal life, but it is still miserable. But if you use your human life properly and elevate yourself spiritually, and you go back to the spiritual world, as Krishna says, at the end of your life, if you think of me, you will come back to me. Krishna says this, right? And once you come back, and you then you will never return, right? So then it is a great gift. Otherwise, it's another chalan. What is chalan? I hope everybody understands. It's like a bill. When you break some traffic rule, the police says, okay, in India, of course, the police will come and say, this is your chalan, pay me the money. Here in Europe, no police, you will directly get a bill in your house and you have to pay it. So otherwise, it's just a chalan. I mean, if you just see human life, what is there? I mean, there's nothing so special. Everything which the animals are doing, that is there. There is absolutely nothing special about human life, to whatever extent you may glorify it, if there is no spiritual inquiry. If there is athato brahma jigyasa, spiritual inquiry, then human life is great, because you cannot talk to dogs, cats, and bats, and aquatics about Bhagavad Gita. They will not understand. You cannot, if you have a dog in your house, you cannot tell the dog, hey, today is Pap Mochini Ekadashi. Why not fast? The dog will not understand. The dog will say, oh, that's none of my business. I just need my food, right? You cannot tell your pets to do Ekadashi fasting. You cannot tell them, oh, today is Janmashtami, let us do some spiritual activities. The dog or cat is least bothered. Just want food and that's it. So animal life is characterized by eating, sleeping, mating, defending. If you go to some village or to some holy place, especially you go to Vrindavan, you will see all the monkeys there sitting there, and the only thing they're doing is stealing banana or stealing the fruity from people, and they are just going on indulging in sexual union with one she monkey, and then next. So every time you go, you will see this. Okay, so that is what is animal life. And in Kali Yuga, unfortunately, humans have also become like animals. Okay, so animals, they are hopping like dogs from one person to the other, and that is what the people of Kali Yuga are doing. So uh, that's very unfortunate. Okay, but if you use human life for spiritual realization, wow, it is the best life. Even there's a shloka which says even the devatas, the demigods, they are also aspiring to be born as humans, because in the Swargaloka there is so much materialistic enjoyment, so much abundance, you don't feel the need for God. And in the lower planetary system, sometimes there is so much misery, even if you want, you cannot remember God. You are getting punished like in the hell, you are getting punished all the time. So human life in the Bhuloka is a mixture of good and bad. There is some enjoyment and there is some suffering. Okay. But in human life, you cannot enjoy beyond a certain extent and you cannot suffer beyond a certain extent. Like the pleasure of sexuality, orgasm, is there for a very minuscule period. Okay. For very few seconds. But this pleasure is available in the Swargaloka for a very long period of time. Okay. So human body, you cannot have too much enjoyment also. And the hellish body can suffer. So in the human body, if you rip somebody's body apart, the person will be dead in minutes. Okay. But in the hellish planets, you specifically get a body which, even if they rip apart and they put all these things inside your body, you will still not die, because that body is meant to give you suffering. So heavenly bodies of the devatas and other denizens of the heavens, their body is made for enjoyment, sensual enjoyment, gross and subtle. And hellish bodies are made and destined to give you suffering. So, but human bodies, they are meant for self realization. You can see, human body means you cannot enjoy too much, you cannot suffer too much. Whenever you enjoy too much, you will have problems. Whenever you suffer too much, you will die. Okay. So that shows human body is actually not meant for pleasure, sense gratification, or too much suffering also. Okay. It is only meant for athato brahma jigyasa, self awareness, and to know God. That is the end purpose of human body, and that is why human body is very rare, very precious. Nishanji, very good question, thank you. But if there is no spiritual awareness, it's like just another body. There's nothing special. Okay. Okay, Mitra Binda Prahaladji saying Namaskar from Bhubaneswar. Namaskar, Namaskar. I was fortunate to be in Jagannath Puri last year. When was I there? In November. Excellent place. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. Oops, it's about to be an hour or so. I think I have to leave. There's some other important questions. All right. Wow. Okay, what is this? Where are the questions gone? Okay, one last question. What is this? Gemini ascendant. Oh, hi, Genios Guru. Lots of love, respect from Karachi, Pakistan. Professor Ma Para Zaidi. Thank you for joining, sir, from Pakistan. Suman Adak is asking, can Sun overpower and combust Saturn when Saturn is so powerful now? Well, see, both are different things. It doesn't mean that Saturn is in Mool Trikon, so the Sun cannot combust. It is like two different things. Okay, so Saturn in Aquarius will give you good awareness, good knowledge, but it can still be combust. Okay, so that's the good thing. That is why the power of Saturn is now increased, which means you can actually understand. Okay, the zodiac sign gives you awareness. This is something which I always say. The zodiac sign will give you awareness. Okay. uh, so if you are aware, you will know what is going on. Okay. Okay, Jay Mishra ji has sent some contribution. Thank you so much for your contribution. You have asked a question: how does Saturn transit over natal Rahu in 4th house from Lagna and 10th house from the moon impact? Well, I cannot answer this here because I don't know what's going on in your Dashamsha chart, nor do I know what is going on with your Lagna. But if your natal Rahu is there, 4th from Lagna, this can show some opportunity which can come in your profession if you do some more learning. Okay, so maybe and especially because it is also the 10th house from the moon, so it can show further career advancements. Okay, so try to do something new, try to learn something in your profession, and try to go to the next level. Okay, I'm sure you will be benefited. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. And it's almost more than an hour. I think I'll have to stop now. I will be going to the nearby Narsimadev temple to take his blessings as I do almost every Sunday. So, Jai Narsimadev, Jai Shri Ram, and all the best for this amazing transit for Saturn in Aquarius combust. So, please use this time properly and make the best use of the bad bargain. All right. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Ram. See you again soon. Thank you.